Hey, I'm Nick.
Hey, I'm Vinny.
You listen to the Power Dump Podcast.
Let's talk some shit.
What's up, guys? Another
hey
episode. Hey, we got our buddy Josh here today.
Hello.
How's it going, Josh?
Hey guys.
The
Yeah,
microphone
let me get into this.
Let me get it.
Get right into it.
He's all up in it.
I don't want to be too loud though.
So it's my buddy Josh. I've known him. Fuck, man, you're probably like what, 12?
Dude, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. It's easily 20 years.
Yeah, it's
I
been,
mean, more than 20 years, but it's easily at least.
yeah,
20
because
years.
I was still in high school when I used to hang out with your older brother,
Right.
and then
Yeah, because I probably knew you really before I knew Jesse. I mean, me and Jesse and all of us were in the same school, but
yeah,
I mean, Jesse was a couple years younger than me, I think.
Jesse's a good
yeah,
egg.
yeah.
Yeah,
He thinks
yeah.
cars are tight.
yeah.
He
We'll get him back on the episode
He
again
loves
where he's not
cars.
so shy.
loves cars.
Yeah, I know he's listening to this. So what up, Jesse?
Well, we had
Shout out Jesse.
Jesse on us before we had the studio,
Yep.
and we were sharing microphones. It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
It was fun,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the sound quality wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then I got to apologize to everybody that's watched our last episode, which was 13. I didn't turn the sound off in the camera post mix and posted it like that, so you hear like this weird echoey
It's like a fuzz almost.
and a fuzz.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I didn't
I
get
got
all
a
the way
bad
through
ring
it.
in my ears, so it didn't really bother me. 'cause I
yeah.
like-
This one, I assure you, will be better. I hope.
Yeah. So Josh has been in several local bands, and one of the bands got like I would say pretty big. I mean, you guys did
we were
tours
doing
and
some
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
We were doing some things. We were a band for like 10 years. 10,
Yeah.
10,
So,
11 years.
Band's
Touring
called
and whatnot.
Byleth. Was
Yeah.
called Byleth.
Was called Byleth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a
So
while.
I guess what would you have compared the sound to?
Well, like what you think it is to what it really is probably, or to what somebody else is like two different things, obviously.
Yeah. I heard like people say like our local Suicide Silence.
Yeah,
band.
yeah. I mean, like, especially at that time, because it was like that whole like deathcore sound coming up,
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were definitely influenced by just like classic death metal, Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation, stuff like that. But, other band members have input, their newer input. We were all young at that point, everybody was in their early 20s and that stuff was booming. So, and like people being into hardcore bands and all that, it gets, the influence of that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
you get the breakdowns and all that, and then that's where you get lumped into the deathcore thing and all that, which isn't really my cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, some of the bands are good, some of the bands aren't.
When I was playing, I played a lot of stuff that I didn't like to play.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's kind of if you're huge, if you're playing like a national act sold out, it's a little different than when you start playing stuff you don't like. People will call you a sellout, but
Right.
like we were just trying to play, man. I didn't
Sure.
care. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the most important part is I think that's even where we clashed in ways is that like I had dudes in bands trying to play in a band because they thought it was cool or they like wanted to look cool and stuff like that,
Yeah.
as opposed to like,
this chick's gonna dig it, man.
yeah. Or just like they want to be the dude, that they see on TV, which I think is kind of weird, but like,
Nothing worse trying to bang a chick and trying to find a spot to do it in.
yeah, dude, yeah, or like wear the mask, like you want to be that guy that they desire. That's always weird to me. So I think that even like boils into like the music you write with that. When I just like wanted to make cool stuff, and so it was different too because that was the first band I did like vocals for, and I was like the front man for it when I always was the drummer before that.
Yeah. I seeing him as a little kid just killing this drum set and then be like, all right, I gotta go to fucking baseball practice.
I gotta go to baseball practice, dude. I used to do that stuff. We'd be playing. I would be in like Little League. We'd be playing games, and after the game, I would go into the bathroom to change to either go play or go to shows and all that. Like nobody on my baseball teams, wherever I was always like one of those things is like you don't have to be a certain way to like sports. You always had like the jock thing, or, like like the freaks and stuff like that. Like don't do anything and all that, and I was like totally against against
well, that's where we got along so well because I played football, I skateboarded, did art, graffiti,
skating.
Like, I did
just
all
like,
that stuff.
It's all the same thing, dude. It's like it's a hobby. It's a physical sport. Like I don't know. I think sports get ruined obviously by
Taylor Swift.
Well, yeah, that's really put a damper on my Bengals season this year.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah, my sister just sent me a Bengals shirt for Christmas.
dude, Rocket.
Yeah, no,
You Cincinnati guy too?
Dude, I love the Bengals. I've liked them since they were terrible. And
I've been a 49ers fan since I was like 10, man.
You know, I feel for you guys. The 49ers are a likable team, though. I will say that. You know, they had a tough break. They're a likable team. I was rooting for them, though.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm default a Bengals fan since my sister lives up in Cincinnati with my mom. But
best choice.
Saints.
Yeah, the Saints are a good team too. You know, like the likable teams and all that.
The Saints is one of those teams though that I always just want them to do well. They always feel like, even when, for some reason for me with the Saints,
Right.
even when they go up against a team that they're ranked higher than, they still just feel like the underdog.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
And I think that's part of the appeal with me, because I've always loved New Orleans Saints. Man.
Yeah, they have one of the coolest color schemes in football as well.
Oh, yeah.
The Raiders,
Gold and black
the
and shit.
fleur de
black and
lis.
gold. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Even the white and gold looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will say this though: the best uniform color scheme pattern, hands down, Cincinnati Bengals.
Dude,
it's dope.
The Bengals notoriously have the coolest helmet in football.
Right.
Forever. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
It's forever.
And
But yeah, stop the tangent on football. I mean, we'll come back to that here in a second.
I can talk about Bengals all damn day.
Well, I guess we'll take a number count. So we're gonna play for you guys and post up like a video from Byleth. What's the song called?
So the song is probably going to be "The Plot to Bury Myself." That was like the single off our full length that we put out called "Scared to Death," and that was a video that was filmed by Aaron Gum, which is a local kind of underground legend, man. If you know who Aaron is, he's been in media doing music for a very long time, and he's like one of those dudes that has his hand in a lot of shit that people just don't know. You know, he just don't know. And
was he the singer from System Failure?
No, he Kyle Beneke.
Okay.
He did our first video called that was Silver Tongue. That was the first video.
So that was the video he did. Okay, I knew
video
he had something to do with something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kyle's a great dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
videos are tough. Like
Videos are tough, dude.
they're a lot of work.
They're just like, it's kind of an odd experience, you know. So like back then, I was like, you just gotta get ripped and then go for it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
you
it's an odd
just
experience.
Can't care what people think either.
Nah,
because
You want to write down the time? So I guess we can edit that in.
what's
Or
that?
we can edit it in, whatever. So anyways,
I'll put it in the. You want a clip of the
video. Yeah,
this, or I
yeah,
could just
yeah.
link it on the description.
Or we can link
link it too.
it, whatever. If you guys
Yeah.
want to check out,
There's also a video, if you link it in, that people can search the YouTube for. That is a classic video of us playing inside of the Wendy's in Papillion, Nebraska.
Nice.
We had shut it down at night. We just pulled all the blinds down. Homie Alex Sorens used to work there, and he was just like, "Hey, you guys want to play a show inside of it?"
He got in fucking trouble for that shit?
He got in a little trouble for it, but it wasn't all just him. Like the nighttime manager was down with it. They were just like, "We got to keep the drive-through open." We can shut the diner down because that's like what the time it shuts down. That was back when it was just I think even Facebook or MySpace at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So we just put out a thing, said, "Hey, show up. We're playing at 9:00, dude," and a ton of people came and
That's
all that.
fucking rad.
But then there's there's that video, the what the fuck's up Denny's and all that,
Oh yeah, it's like a new thing that people are starting to play shows in just random spots.
Yeah. Well, they interviewed the band that did that, and they shout us out, and they were like, the guitar player kid was like, "Well, I got the idea from this band in Omaha, Nebraska when I was in high school, played inside of a Wendy's." I was like, "I always want to do that."
Yeah.
So it's a nice little shout out for that.
For a metal band, though, I think it'd be cool, like funeral home.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like
at
pinnacle,
a
right?
wake.
That's like pinnacle. My biggest thing is I always like to be the underdog and kind of like outlaw of the show. I loved being like the crossover band in the sense that could play with like just metal bands. You know, I mean, we would play shows with like things like Chimera and like Devil Driver that aren't like your typical like death metal band or something like that. And then we'd play shows with like Cattle Decapitation, and who else did we play? Like Decrepit Birth, who were like legit death metal bands at that point. So
Cattle
it was nice.
Decapitation is fucking heavy.
Yeah, so it was like nice to be like the band that could almost even like like crossover and that stuff. And I love opening shows. I like being that kind of stuff. So my biggest thing was when we were playing, it was like, where can we play that isn't a place you would see a death metal band play? What I mean? Like stuff like that, like coffee shops, people's apartments. We played in in Arkansas. We played in this guy's like studio apartment, in this front room.
No shit. Inside
Yeah,
the
dude,
apartment.
that's on YouTube too.
No
Like,
shit.
mhm.
Yeah, we've seen tons of local. Both of us have seen a lot of local bands, or not even local bands, but like big name hardcore bands playing like basements,
Basements,
and
VFW halls, dude.
yeah.
It's like notorious for that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we
think-
played. I think the weirdest place I ever played in a band was this apartment complex in Omaha. It's called Thomasville.
Yeah, dude.
And they
Yeah,
have
Thomasville,
like this.
Where the pool is.
Did
you guys play
There
back
is
there?
a pool there, but there's this like I don't know, like just this weird room that for gatherings.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, like
But
a little events
we,
hall or
but
something.
we set up my drums there and got a guitarist and stuff. But
Nice.
it sucked. Like
It sucked.
I hated being in that band so bad. Like my
Did
wife
you just
was
not like the genre of it? or
no,
something?
like they wanted to do a bunch of like just old covery shit,
Right.
and I just wanted to drum, but
Right, yeah.
my wife's like, you got to get out of this band or work on your poker face because
Yeah.
they're playing like a 4-minute loop of Eric Clapton's Cocaine, and
Yeah.
she's like, nobody wants to see you sit up there and like,
Right, yeah, just be not into it. Not
it
into
sucked though. But did you guys tour? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. We had plenty of touring. The last, like, right before our last show, was like kind of the last tour we had. Our van had broke down in Elsinore, Utah. Like a piston went through like the front
shit.
panel of the engine while we were coming down this like decline.
did anybody
that
try and convert you guys to Mormons?
Dude, okay, so that is a great segue into the.
I remember that
experience.
fucking van. It was that gray van, right?
It was blue.
Oh, it was blue.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like the same make and model, just an 18-passenger van of the Wet Bandits van in Home Alone.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Marv.
we have-
Marv and
We have Marv and Harry.
yeah.
We have a picture of our van parked in front of that house when
No
we
shit.
played in Chicago.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah,
Didn't he say something about like there was a CD or a tape or something of like Born of Osiris that was playing looped
Yeah,
constantly?
dude, loop because it was fucking stuck in the goddamn thing. So like, if you turn on, it would automatically kick on every time you turn the van on and all
No
that.
shit.
Yeah, dude, it sucked. I hated that.
Did you hate the band or just that?
I probably both at that point. Both at that. I mean, we had played with Born Osiris. Like they're nice guys, but I never was like really into their band. But and that you face that a lot. Where like, the cool dudes not into their band, but I get a little picky about stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
both picky about shit.
I mean, you gotta be right. There's so much music. You gotta be.
As far as like national acts go, who was the nicest group of dudes that you ever like?
Well, that's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one because you'd be surprised. There's like a lot of nice people, and then a lot
There's
of
some real pricks too.
yeah. There's a lot of jerk offs. I'll say that for sure. There's a lot of jerk offs.
Jerk offs?
Jerk offs. I mean, yeah, I said that with my chest. I mean, some of those dudes can fuck off. I've
What are they
definitely
gonna
had
do,
some
listen to
run-ins with
this?
some
No,
guys
I'm
I didn't like in the bands. I'm like, this is why I don't like to play with you. But like off the top of my head, I can think of like you mentioned, like the dudes in Suicide Silence. When we played with them, we had opened for them. It was the Faceless, Suicide Silence. Nile was the headliner of that
Oh,
tour.
sick. I've seen that.
We played on the floor. It was in the Sokol
Okay.
Underground, and we played on the floor because they had backlined everything.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, dude, I can't move up there. I'm not fucking playing up there. Like, you got a rack for a drum set. I'm not fucking playing up there. So we played on the floor, which was a cool, different experience and all that. But they were kind of up and coming, but they were like legit cool dudes and all that. And as I guess as a more seasoned, veterans of the game, like the cooler dudes we had met were. The dudes in Cattle Decapitation were always like real genuine nice guys, and the guys, honestly, even though you hear sometimes like some shit about them on the internet, the dudes in the Black Dahlia Murder, super nice guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very encouraging. They were like just like very supportive. Brian, the guitar player, Shannon, the drummer, and then Trevor. He passed away, but
Yeah,
Trevor.
that bummed me out when you heard
Yeah,
that.
it was a bummer, dude, because they
Yeah.
were like genuine dudes. Which I don't know, like you hear a lot of like kind of things people would saying, oh, that guy's a dick or something like that, but. What if he was being punished that day and you just didn't want to hear it or something like that?
I think sometimes though you can think someone's a dick just because you don't know how to take that kind of personality.
Yeah, man,
Absolutely.
they could have been having a bad day or something,
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, like, and those people are living. Your front room is the van or something like that. So, like, when you're hanging out outside, it's not necessarily like the go-to of like I'm out here to converse with people.
Right.
It's like I have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And I just want to be away from the other 5 dudes that I'm surrounded by
Yep.
every day. So
yeah, I feel that.
sometimes it's just not the time to talk.
I,
People take it the wrong way.
When I was basing for Phoenix Principal, we did a show with Gemini Syndrome.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
those dudes are the absolute nicest
That's
guys.
tight.
Like they all.
It's always
hugged
good to hear
us
good
and-
experiences like that.
Yeah, they were. Like I know it sounds cheesy, man, but they made everybody in the band just feel like family.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
great.
No, that's good though. That's good. I mean, like it is. Like it's, honestly, man. Like that kind of in that subject. One of my biggest turnoffs was playing in the band. Was it for some reason like the metal world can get really macho in ways like where dudes are like they treat it as in if it's like a contest,
Oh no, fucking I get that shit. Even the hardcore kids with their like
Absolutely.
the dancing and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And like so I don't know. Like that was always a big turnoff. That was one of the reasons why I decided I was like I'm done with this because like I always got seen, especially for playing in that band for a long time, you always got seen as like one of the metal guys, and I'm like I'm not really the metal guy though.
Yeah.
I just play in this band. You know what I mean? I like it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other stuff I like a lot more than that, you know what I mean?
Did when you toured all over, right?
All over the whole country, yeah.
And you better be able to tolerate the guys in your band if you're crammed in a van together.
Right. I was blessed with the fact that the band that we started was like really good. We were all really good friends. Even to this day, there's the dudes I still talk to and all that. I mean, like the bass player in a band for the longest time, Matt Ratcliffe, is like one of my best friends ever. I was blessed to have my brother Eric played in the band with us for a while. That was nice,
Yeah, his brother Eric, he's played in a lot of bands too.
What's he play?
He plays bass.
Yeah.
Eric's always played bass. He played guitar a little bit in this like garage rock band he was in for a little bit, but he's always played bass. Now he does like electronic music.
Some pretty good road experiences, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, yeah. Like, oh, okay. Here we go. Back to when our van broke down.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah. Back to when our van broke down. So when our van broke down in Elsinore, I think it's Elsinore. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's like a little valley town and all that. Our van had broke down. We're on the side of the road, figuring out what the fuck we're gonna do. And then this lady pulls over after people had passed us left and right. And this lady had pulled over, and she comes over up to us, and she was like, "So, what's your guys' name? What are you doing?" And we were like, "Oh, introduce ourselves." And we're like, "We're just a band on tour." Or I think our van's fucked. I don't know. It just shut off while we were driving, and we went up the road, and there's oil all over the floor, or over the ground.
Yeah.
I assume we're screwed. And she was like, "Oh," and she was like, "Well, I'm going to be honest with you." She was like, "By the way everybody looks, nobody around here is going to help you." And I was like, "Yeah, I've kind of caught on to that." You know what I mean? And she was like, "But I will." She was like, "I'll help you guys and all that." She was like, "I'll call my husband." We just lived down because it was like on a road, that's like basically like the highway, and they live like off this like in this valley under it. She was like, he can like tow your guys' van to our house, and we can figure out what you're going to do after that. Super nice of her. So we get there, he comes and he gets our van, and then he takes our trailer, and then we go there, and it's all like, it's cool. And she was just like, "I've lived here my whole life. I know, how the kind of people are around here. You're instantly judged by all the stickers on your van, the way you guys look, the tattoos, everything like that." She was just like, "But I want to help, I want to help you guys in the way we can." So then we figured it out. What we're going to do the next day, we're going to have to rent a U-Haul to then drive home, or at least try to drive to the next couple of shows. We had like three shows left. We had already been on like the road for about like just about 4 weeks at that point. And she was like, and then we can figure it out. So we were gonna have to do the U-Haul. The other dudes were gonna drive to Salt Lake City because her husband was gonna get chemotherapy in Salt Lake City. It was like 3.5 hours north of us. They were gonna rent a car and then drive and meet us to the next place. And then me, Matt, and Steve are gonna drive the van or drive a U-Haul with our trailer onto it to the next show. We get there, and it's like a weird house, dude. It's like, it looks like it was two houses that were literally like welded together. It's like a fucking weird, dude. I mean, there's probably like 20 people live in this fucking little town, right? And we get there, and then the lady's got all these weird vibes, and she's like trying to feed us pizza and stuff. And then she's like, our guitar player Nolan at the time was a lot younger than us, he's like a younger kid and all that. I mean, I wouldn't say like a lot, but he was definitely a little younger than us and all that. And she was like, "Oh, I think you're about my daughter's age."
Oh shit.
And then she was like, "She's gonna be home later. I think you'd think she's pretty cute." And I was like, Instantly, I looked at Matt. I was like, "Yo, this is gonna go south real quick." I was like, "This is getting weird, dude." I can just feel it because
It's the farmer's daughter scenario,
dude. Yeah,
you
and
know?
like the lady and the dude were like really like touchy feely on each other and all that, which is fine. Like show affection all you want. I don't give a fuck about that. But it was just like I don't know. Like you can trust your gut in some scenarios. I'm like, it's about to get weird.
The whole time she's like, have some Pizza Hut pizza.
Pretty much like filling you up. Like,
Come
just,
on,
like,
buddy.
touching your thigh a lot. Just eat a little pizza and all that.
It's got mushrooms on it. Don't mind those.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what's on the fucking pizza,
Do you
dude.
boys have a moment to talk about the Latter-day Saints?
Latter-day Saints. Well, she was like this. She was like, everybody's Mormon around here, but we're open-minded. You guys seem like nice people and all that. But anyway, so me and Matt went out to go hang out in the van because I was like, this is the last time we're probably gonna see this van ever. You know what I mean? Because they were like, they were like, we're gonna impound it and then send you guys the money. And I was like, well, that's insane that anybody would ever suggest doing that. You know
That's
what I mean?
weird, yeah.
You think you would just keep it? I would expect you to keep it, but she was like, we'll do that. So we're gonna go hang out in the van. We're hanging out there, and then within 2 hours, probably, it was starting to get dark. We were out there for quite a while and all that, hanging out. They come outside, and everybody's like, "Are you guys sleeping out in the van tonight?" We're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "I'm not going back in there." I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" They're like, "Dude, these like once everybody left, they got more comfortable and talking about how they were like sexually open, and they were like
course.
open to like." People joining them, like maybe later at night, or their daughter and all that. And I was like, well, that's
What?
fucking
They brought
weird.
their daughter back
Yeah,
into
dude,
it?
I was like, I wasn't in there, but I'm gonna tell you, like, everybody, the look on everybody's face, nobody was bullshitting me. Like, this was really happening.
Was the daughter hot?
I never got to see her. But they were like, dude, I know, like, middle in the night, all that, Nolan comes out, and he was like, these motherfuckers were, like, having, like, pig sex with their door open, like, as loud and sloppy as they could. And he was like,
Man.
and I was like, that was something I didn't see coming, but, you know, like, I thought that maybe they're swingers or something. That's kind of what I thought, you know? Like, people...
Pig swingers.
Pig swingers, dude. I was like, do you need more of the pizza? And he's like, no.
Careful, they'll squeal on you.
Stayed away from the pizza, dude. And it was funny because after that experience, Matt and them had to ride then 3.5 hours in the car with this guy. And I was like,
Smelling like...
I was like, did anybody mention it? And he's like, nobody said a fucking word. Dude. I was like, I would have.
Like,
Right.
smelled like Pizza Hut and dried sex.
I don't even remember what kind of pizza it was. I think it was like a shitty like Casey's version, you know, like where the gas station makes all the food because they had like fried chicken and other stuff like that.
Yeah. She was probably a part-time lot lizard up in fucking...
Love pizza.
I don't know.
Extra cheese.
I just remember with that lady and all that just make me think about it. I mean, there's like that's the thing with like the road and stuff like that is you run into some of the most like random situations than you would on a daily basis because you got to think like you come here, you do things like this, you go to work, you avoid a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
When your house is outside, you have nothing else to do. You always find yourself into weird things. It's just the nature of the beast of that. You know what I mean? Like you don't even sometimes you're like, how the fuck did I end up here?
I found myself in weird situations on... not tours, but
Right.
like going to conventions and shit. I mean, I
Yeah.
took Eric with me to one of the
Right.
conventions and stuff, and he was he was hanging out with these chicks that everybody was like interested in at the show and shit. It's like, yeah, I was hanging out with them. They fucking start smoking meth.
Yeah, see, fuck that.
Like,
dude.
yeah, dude. So like, there's random situations.
There's
and
random
shit like
situations.
that.
That's why I never took drugs from anybody random on the. I don't know what you're.
Or it was
into, dude.
opium or some shit. I don't remember. But like, I got day drunk with him because I wasn't doing shit. We just went down there to hang out. And I wasn't working the show. But I got a room and shit. And I remember like I felt like shit. I don't know if there was like one of the beers I had was like bad or something. But
Yeah, you never know.
I was,
Who knows what was in it?
it fucked me up. So I went and crashed in the bed, the room for a little bit and woke back up. And a couple hours later, and was just like, "Oh, what's up? What happened?" It was a little later at night and stuff. And he's just like, "Oh, just hang out with those chicks and fucking
They're smoking meth.
yeah, just start smoking."
Smoking meth, dude.
Smoking meth.
Smoking meth, dude. Anytime somebody mentions meth, I'm out. I'm just out. I just feel like that's a sketchy scenario. You know, like I know legitimate drug addicts, and they're not all bad people. But anytime you start mentioning meth, I'm like, nah, maybe me and you aren't.
Gets a little sketch.
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
Man.
Yeah, that's it's weird though because just about any other drug if I hear about, it's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude
for the
likes to
most part,
party.
they're all like whatever. I mean,
He likes to party, but if
partying's
if
party, dude.
If I hear meth, I'm like he's dirty.
For some, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, dude. Like meth
Better hide my
changes people.
VCR. Actually, does anybody even have a VCR anymore?
I don't know if I mean, I do. I got like, well, just because I got some old VHSs I collect, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
But I mean, meth changes people though. Like I don't know one functional meth head, like a dude that you can look at that you're like, oh, you don't smoke meth.
Not anybody that's done it for any amount of time.
No,
I don't think that's a possibility.
No, if they're experimenting, who knows? But not like a legitimate meth head. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like functional alcoholics all over the place, dude.
But you're going to see somebody that's just starting meth, and maybe during the day they look fine, but at night they got a fucking flashlight.
Werewolf comes out.
They got a flashlight fucking taped to their lawnmower at 3 a.m.
Fucking disassembling every electronic in their house.
Right.
That shit's weird.
I'll make it better.
I'll make it.
You go over. Again. Can I get a drink of water? Well, here's the thing. Sold the copper pipes.
Sold the pipes, dude.
I don't know what happened to the glass.
Same with the wiring.
All bottles here, baby.
Yeah.
It comes out of them and it goes back in them.
No faucet. Yeah. I shower with a pitcher of water. Dude, I've been in those places. Especially, that's like another thing too. Is like people invite you into their house. Like when you're on the road and you go there. And I'm not like trying to judge anybody's living space. I don't really give a fuck what you do with your space. Like all that, you live however you want for all I care and all that. But you also got to understand like inviting other people into your environment. Like, like there's been some sketchy places where there's like visible roaches all over the wall. Like they scatter, you turn the lights on, it's like, it's like one of those trap houses like that. You turn on the lights and like the fucking roaches scatter. And it's like, I can't, like, I'm going to leave. They're going to come with me and be in the van. I can't do that. Like I appreciate it, but this isn't the place.
And you can't just be like, no, you guys got roaches.
Like, yeah, you don't want to be like a jerk off like that. But
right. I don't have bugs on my nugs, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, just like the environmental stuff like that. You gotta understand your space. If you got some rabid pit bulls, people can't come in the house.
Yeah,
I mean, like just shit like that. You gotta be.
I think I'd rather walk into a house with a rabid pit bull than cockroaches, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've hung around plenty of houses with some cockroaches and all that. The pit bulls thing is like, I'm not like afraid of dogs, but they're just some like when it's a dog like that, especially when you can tell it's like a dog that's meant to like protect the house.
Yeah.
They're just unpredictable.
Yep.
Especially when you have 5 random people they've never seen in their life. Well, at that time, probably like 6 or 7, because we would always take like a tour dude, like a tour manager and a merch guy.
Yeah.
Our dudes, Justin and James, shout out to them, all their help.
If nothing else, man, it's good to have those guys to help carry gear.
I never force them to carry gear. Contrary to popular belief, I'll kill the stigma that the singer's not supposed to do anything because the singer should be doing some shit. I mean, it's your band, either way, Like, and plus, always being the drummer, I was always used to having gear. So then when it came down to the point that I didn't have any gear but, like, my bag of, like, my mic, fuck singing out of dirty house mics, that shit's gross.
Yeah.
That shit just smell like blood sometimes. It's nasty. So I would always help carry, like, cabinets. Like, we had this, like, little, train that we would do of, like, carrying all 4 cabinets because we played stacks and all that. And just whatever to alleviate or help set up the drums or something.
Was there any power struggles within the band? Somebody trying to be the leadership role and stuff?
I'd say like maybe in ways, nothing to where we ever had like blowout fights about it and all that. I'd just say you could tell it was mostly when it come down it was mostly like when it came to like the songwriting. Like sometimes it would be like we would play something and you're like, well, that just sounds like this other band that you like, and I'm not really that into it. I mean, everybody's supposed to have influences. I mean, I get all that.
You have to, yeah.
But I mean, it was kind of one of those things. It's like I just wouldn't like me and maybe like a few other people just wouldn't agree on like areas. But it's like a like a group environment. Like if I'm just one dude, and I don't play the instruments and all that, at that point. So it's like if 4 people like the part or riff and I don't, then guess who's fucking dealing with it?
Yeah. If you're in a band, I really do. I think that if it's a band that's really doing anything,
right.
Everybody in the band is playing at least something that they don't like.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, for sure. I mean,
it's compromise.
That's why there's one-man bands, is so nobody can tell them no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%.
You'll see differences of opinion on, like, we should play this show or we shouldn't play this show.
Yeah. I used to try to force everybody to play anything that we could for the most part, because
and then everybody's like, you're going to oversaturate the market.
Well, that was me on the other way. Is like we play too often. We got to back it off. I'm not trying to play every Tuesday, every every 3 weeks or something like that to this show or whatever. Especially when you've played for so many years after that. I mean, it's not like you're entitled or anything. It's just like I've done that already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you thought about after this next year of baseball stuff with the kiddos, you think about ever
playing some more music?
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I mean, I do still write my own music. I have like a pretty much half of, you could either call it an EP or you could call it an album, just depending on like what you consider time frame. I know like actual length, LP to EP, but I have like a hardcore project that I write everything. I play guitar, I do vocals, drums, everything. And I have that I've been looking to record. Whether I'll play shows with it or not, I don't know. Like, it would be nice to play some shows with it, but I see it more as like an art piece. It's like I want to print some merch. I want to make an album, all that, and to just have it for it to see, and for all that. It's really based off like my personal opinions towards, like, I'm not a super political guy, but I still have some of views and about some of the bullshit that goes on around, and stuff like that. So that's like kind of like the thing. I've thought about playing. I don't think I'll ever like tour like that again anymore. That shit's hard. It'd be like if you were playing in a van or in a bus or something, like that's a little different. My boss, Pat Oakes, is the drummer of Cursive, and they tour in buses, and so we kind of talk about that, and he was like, it's still kind of the same thing, man. You think it sounds luxurious, but he's like, it's just a little better,
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're one of the few local bands that I've always liked since getting out of high school and stuff that are still around, that I'm just kind of like, man, I haven't seen them in forever. I haven't seen a show there in a long time.
They don't play Omaha that much, because they try to focus a little more on their touring with their, they've been a band for a long time, so it's like
early mid 90s.
Yeah, probably, dude. I mean, at this point,
my favorite album of theirs came out in 97, I think.
Yeah. See, that's fucking a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
we're old.
Getting there.
Yeah, pretty soon our shit's gonna be classic rock.
Dude, some of the shit that I listened to as a kid is already. Like I think they gauge classic rock off of like 30 years is like what the radio does. Like every 30-year generation gap is like now the new like classic rock technically.
Yeah, and I live in that whole my genre that I go back to more than anything is fucking 90s grunge, man. I
think it's having a resurgence too. Yeah. I will say that, like, like I do I'm still very like grounded on like what's happening with new music and things like that. I will always search for new music and all that. I'll never be one of the dudes that's like stuck just listening to one thing from like 20 years ago. I get excited when I hear like newer bands. Everybody's always got a new take, even if you're like, oh, somebody already played that.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound exactly, even if you're like, oh, it sounds exactly. No, it don't. It really don't, because it's just a new take on it. Yeah. But it seems like the grunge is having like a resurgence and all that. And I think it's actually a good thing, because I believe it's helping it get some respect that like a lot of people, you guys were around for that. A lot of people look back, and for a long time they were always like, the 90s sucked. And now we're 30 years past that, and you're like, yeah, actually the 90s were pretty sick, dude. Yeah. There was a lot of cool shit going on in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was an exciting time. I'd have said like any time that I thought sucked, but I was like a little ass kid, was the 80s.
Right.
The 80s.
I will say, like, I'm 37, or about to be 37 here in like 2 months. So I was born in 87. I caught the end of 80s, but
early 90s was a bit weird.
Early 90s was a bit weird. Shit. You still had like the hair bands were still, like Warrant, Cherry Pie was still popping, and then you have the newer bands coming through.
Or Great White.
Great White, yeah, dude. Once bitten, twice shy, right?
Fuck.
That shit reminds me of the Laundromat as a kid.
Right.
But you still had that going on, but I think the grunge rock, kind of like era of music is starting to get a little more appreciation, because people can kind of see that it was like the newest genre at that time, and it had integrity. Like all music when it first starts has integrity. I think that's like what always kind of kills off a lot of things for people, is that they realize that there's not the integrity to keep it going anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's why everybody's like 90s hip hop is the best. It's because it had integrity, dude. It was trying to be something.
I do like being able to date stuff by listening to it. Like, even though, I'm not a fan of the kind of music, but you can hear like the auto tune in like I don't know, a Taylor Swift song and say, oh, that's from around 2012 from the way things are going. But I think with when you said that the grunge is kind of getting reinserted back into,
definitely. Same with new metal.
Yeah, new metal too. And the new metal though, like that's what they call like angry divorced dad music, right?
Yeah,
Like,
which is weird. I mean, even when I was like, even years ago when people like, they're calling like, you have some of like the younger generation calling, you know, like Jimi Hendrix and Black Sabbath dad rock and all that. Like, dude, that shit, like, it's dad rock because of the year it came out. You know, like, it's old, but like that was. Like Black Sabbath was fucking heavy when it came out. It's not dad rock.
It changed everything.
It's not. It's not dad rock. They hell yeah, dude. I mean, like it helped start a whole new genre, and even the other things and all that. Like we can call Foreigner dad rock. Like I'm cool with that, but we can fucking leave Black Sabbath out of that shit.
Journey and all those butt rock bands.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like it's I mean, like they like that kind of stuff would be, in my opinion, more of like a dad rock if we're gonna classify it as that. You know what I mean?
I can take it all except fucking yacht rock, man.
Dude, I mean, I can get down with some yacht rock.
I can't.
There's a couple. There's a few like songs and shit, and I think it more reminds me of at the time what I was doing.
Right.
You know, like there's some In Excess songs or like Depeche Mode or
I love pop music, so that's like I'm a sucker for that kind of shit, dude. Like what's the yacht rock like you like in your mind? You're like the yacht rock I'm thinking of is what I don't like. Like what's a song or a band off the top of your head?
Oh, like I would say Man Eater by Hall & Oates, man.
That shit rips, dude.
Such a good song. I was thinking about getting a boat, and my boss, he listens to yacht rock.
And
he goes, "All right, man, you got to get a boat." He's
like Duran Duran or like stuff like that.
Dude, Wild Boys is fucking killer.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
He likes like a lot of probably like the Eagles and shit like that.
Okay, so like the Eagles get a bad rep, but they got some tracks.
He's like, you gotta get a stereo on the boat so you can listen to yacht rock. And I was like, and then I gotta get a good enough boat to make it out into the center of the lake. So when I turn that shit on, nobody can hear how fucking lame I am.
I don't know, man. I'll rap it all damn day, dude. I like a lot of like that kind of stuff, but I can understand why people don't. I think the only genre stuff I don't really give a shit about is like I'm not really into like country stuff for the most part.
I was gonna guess that.
I mean like Hank Williams, you know, like that like outlaw country shit and stuff like that. That's all cool, but when we get up into like the 90s and 80s and shit like that, when we were like, you know, like
fucking heart bullshit,
Alan Jackson shit, get the fuck out of here with that stuff, dude. Yeah. Like I'm just not into that stuff. You know what I mean?
This new country that's coming out, the newer outlaw stuff like Coulter Wall and Tyler Childers and stuff. Like I'm digging that.
Yeah, my
stuff
bro
a
digs
lot,
the Tyler Childers. I haven't really dove into him yet. The dude I've been digging into is Orville Peck.
Yeah,
like, that's it. Like his last album, Bronco, blows the first one out of the water. I know like that's a big controversial thing because it's a little more like poppy and well done. But dude, there's some fucking tracks on that song that are straight up 70s Elvis songs, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says, dude. The dude's legit, and he's like cool. He's different. He wears the mask, you know. He's openly gay. There's not like any people like that in like that country thing. So he's like pushing buttons, making people feel uncomfortable. Like that's the ethos of punk, and that's like what I like. I like when people are punk about shit. You know, like be yourself, do what you want to do, and be in it. You know?
Don't care what anybody else thinks.
No, fuck them, dude.
You know, as long as you're not hurting anybody,
right?
You know, fuck
them. Just don't be a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Did you ever, I introduce some bands and stuff to you while I'm like, you know, doing tattoos on you and stuff.
Sure.
Do you remember checking out that Static Dress? Did you check them out?
Not off the top of my head that I can remember. Maybe if I like heard the song, I'm like, oh yeah, I listen to that.
They're like a 90s grunge sound, but it's got some breakdown and like heavy tone of like Thursday like tempos and stuff like that. But it's grungy.
In there.
Yeah, it's grungy. Some of those influences and stuff, and they're from like London or like or like England or something. They came with they played a show at the Waiting Room here in Benson, and they opened up for I think it was Vane or
that Vane FM.
I think so. Or
they're they're like a hardcore band. They're like I don't know, they're pretty metal and all that. I know like people call them like hardcore, but they got like the wee things like that, like new metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of that generation didn't live through new metal, so it's like sometimes like people be playing parts and you're like, this is hard, and you're like, well, it's actually like a new metal part, which you know everybody made fun of, but I guess you didn't live through it, so now it's cool.
And they're wearing their Janko flare jeans.
Yeah, dude,
and
that's that whole shit that's coming back is weird. I mean, they didn't live through it. I guess it was kind of like, you know, in the 90s, everybody was like trying to be like hippies and stuff again, you know, like Blind Mill and all that shit, where like breaking out like the hippie vibes and all that, like Mazzy Star and all that. You know, everything was like psychedelic. But so I'm sure
playing hacky sack.
Yeah, dude, hacky sack. What the fuck? Does anybody?
I can't help it. I fucking did that
still
in high
make
school.
those?
I don't know.
They had like different like bead bags, dirt bags, you know, for like your feel. That shit was weird, dude. People were super into it. They did that shit in high school. I know they did that at your guys' high school, dude. They had the fucking hacky.
There's something
sack
to do besides
circles.
smoke. Like it caught smoking
Well, no,
cigarettes.
they had fucking smartphones and shit. You had to figure it out.
Hacky sacks just don't seem to me like something you should be able to look up specs on.
Yeah, dude. You're like, what's my weight?
Right. That's that would be taking it to a whole different realm.
This is a number 6 cross weave with
Right, dude. I'm sure there is. People love to be enthusiasts about anything they can be. That shit kind of irks me.
Anything. And I was thinking about this the other day that nobody really doesn't like talk about and stuff, but there is an outfit for every fucking thing.
Dude, I hate that.
Every
like
fucking
you can be you and not have to have the costume. Like,
I mean, there's an outfit to like go to bed.
Right.
There's an outfit to like swim or like go fucking hiking.
Right.
Or like go for a walk.
You gotta have the special shoes to hike. You can't just walk.
Yeah.
You know, and, like,
right now I'm wearing
you
my masturbation outfit.
Yeah. I'm wearing my jerk off. This is my jerk off gear.
Outfit. It's my jerk off shirt.
There's sex outfits and shit too.
I mean, there is. You know, there's
cock rings. You know,
there's a suit for every noble position you hold.
I need to get a special pooping shirt.
Right. I was just thinking. I was like, I wonder if there's one to go.
We used to set up.
bathroom.
I mean, we glorified that as a kid and your shit in space. I mean, when we were young, we got an old shitty TV from the thrift store, and we had like a classic Nintendo, and we would
put it in the bathroom.
Fuck yeah, dude! And you play fucking like duck hunt and shit while you're shitting. I swear to God,
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's the coolest shit ever.
My house on Harrison had the hookup with that. Shit was
I remember
tight.
that house.
Yeah, dude.
Remember Krusty would sit down there for hours and just post
man.
up.
And then we moved
up.
Dude, we moved to a different house, did the same thing in a different spot. It was just closer to his house at
the
the time.
barrel on the Nintendo's ever doubles as a fucking toilet paper roll holder.
Dude, I mean, half the time you just get lost playing the game and you were no longer shitting. You know, you just been in there for an hour.
I'll be honest, man. I've played mobile games while I'm taking a dump until my fucking legs fell asleep.
Yeah, they feel like
fall straight down.
Dude, they feel like static TV.
You're like, good thing I already wiped.
Yeah, dude. I spent some time. I had a lot of stomach problems as a kid. I spent a lot of time on the porcelain god.
A lot of time in the shitter.
Dude,
I get some of my best thinking done in the shitter.
Yeah, it's the quiet time. It's quiet time.
Usually, anytime I take my, most people probably take their phones or have some kind of reading material or something.
I try not to, but I do.
Yeah, a lot of people do. But yeah,
I mean, when you're a kid, you had to read the back of the shampoo bottle and shit.
Right.
So
it's true.
Here's my thing, though. If I'm at home, I can have my phone out and stuff. But if I'm in a public bathroom, I can't.
Headphones, dog.
I can't do anything. I can't get my phone out of my pocket, or it's a phobia. And I also I can't chew gum. If I walk in a bathroom and I realize that I'm chewing gum and I didn't spit it out before I go in there, it'll gag me. Like in my brain, there's fucking other people's shit particles all over.
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, you can taste the shit in the air sometimes, right? So
it's pretty bad.
There's the next song. You can taste the shit in the air.
Taste the shit in the air. I'm pretty ruthless when it comes to like shitting like that. Like I'll shit anywhere, everywhere. Like I'll shit. No joke, dude. If I had to shit right now and it was that bad, like I would shit in a bucket right next to us and not even bat an eye about it. I'd rather
just
do
keep
that.
Talking.
I'd rather do that than shit my pants. Like I'm an adult, I'm not shitting my pants.
Right.
If it happens, so I'm gonna edit that out,
dude. I don't like. I got my gallbladder removed a handful of years back because it like shut down, and ever since then. Like, I noticed sometimes this shit just comes... It's almost like you got Crohn's disease. This shit just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, I gotta shit.
Why is my floor tom turned upside down?
Yeah, dude. I mean, So, like, I'll pull over to, like, Burger Kings and shit. Like, I have, like, special places I know, like, when I'm driving around city, like, oh, I can go shit in there. It's not that bad.
So that's a clean bathroom.
That's a clean bathroom, yeah, dude. Grocery store bathrooms, like, some are rough, but Hy-Vee's, nice. I got spots all over the city. I ain't playing.
4 out of 5. Wood shit here again.
Wood shit here, dude. The funny thing is I'll walk into a Burger King and I'll make eye contact with the people in the back. I'm like, "What's up?" And then I'll go in the bathroom, shit, and leave, and be like, "Yo, later." Like,
well, and that was like,
it used to be a thing, like customers only, but I don't care about that.
The only thing that would make that better is if when you walked out, you winked at them.
I should get some fries or something. Be like, I know I've been in there for a minute, but I'm hungry now.
Right. I made room. Give me some.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to would eat like Pop-Tarts or something on the toilet. And like now that I'm older, like I'm not fucking doing that. I don't know why, it just grosses me out now. But when I was younger, I was even more ignorant about it.
Yeah, we was talking about with that stuff, and then the thought that people have like their toothbrushes and shit real close to their shitter.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, now I gotta go home and check if mine's too close.
They go in a drawer.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't want to put it in a drawer either. I feel like the drawer's gross too. I need like a travel case or something for it, if that's the case.
Well, it's got a little case, but it still goes in the drawer.
Oh yeah, okay, I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I can't.
So our sinks and mine and my wife's bathrooms, like the sinks are outside of like where the bathroom is and shit.
Oh, so you got like one of those poop closets. Like
like
the older,
but the showers and
like some of the older like the older like West O
office.
homes and all that, like will have like a door to the toilet, you know, and then like all that.
So it makes the thunder like sound even more echoey when it's happening.
Yeah, you're just in this fucking shit box.
Man, we went to Mexico and shit, and I don't know what it is with these like fucking resorts, dude. You think that they're making a fucking ton of money at those places and stuff, but the bathroom's always in its own little closet by itself, which is dope.
Yeah, the toilet is
I'm
just
into
in
that.
its own little room.
They got bidets.
There's no fucking fan.
No.
There's nothing to disguise the fucking sounds or anything that's coming out of that place.
Oh, be lucky you're not my size. Try and squeeze in that.
Yeah, that would suck, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, headphones, they changed the game. I shit in public with headphones, and I don't care if I'm fucking sounding nasty to the guy next to me or not. Like, I have no idea. You know what I mean? I have no idea. I have no shame in it whatsoever. I mean, I'm not a guy to really get embarrassed about much things anyways, but, like, I'll fucking let it go. It can sound nasty, all that, and I'm just in my own little world with my headphones, my phone. I'm telling you, it's a trick. Anybody who's got like phobia shitting in public, get yourself some headphones.
But what I was talking about earlier about taking like my phone and stuff with me, my wife will be in like the living room or something, and she can hear me like laughing my ass off because I'm finding funny shit I'm sending to you guys on fucking Instagram.
It's the best time, dude.
Oh yeah, I'll be in the shitter and I'll be laughing, and my wife's like, "What Nick send you?"
Yeah. Well,
I'll show you here.
I'm almost. I'm almost. There's been a few times I'm on the shitter, just like fucking like tears, just
FaceTime?
fucking laughing.
You ever FaceTime anybody?
I did. I don't take photos and shit. I don't FaceTime anybody when I'm doing
I've sent a people like a few pictures of the hammers I had to drop. Like I can't hammer.
I can't do it, dude.
Like I know it's fucking gross. I get it. I mean,
one of my best friends at work, man, Randy. He came out and he's like, "It looks like snakes on a plane, dude."
Dude, I mean, sometimes it's wild what comes out of you.
As much as I love this dude like a brother, I told him, I'm like, if you show me a picture of your shit ever again, there's going to be serious friendship-altering consequences.
Maybe it's a sign of love.
Like when their dog looks back at you while he's pooping.
Yeah. It's like a security thing.
Yeah, like, where are you? Okay, it's
we'll
fine.
always be friends if I can show you my shit. You know, it's like one of those things.
He's never going to leave.
Never gonna leave. He's seen my shit. He's never gonna leave.
Yeah, I was like, there's going to be severe friendship-altering consequences. Like, I love you, dude, but that's too much.
I'll take it.
Have you seen any of the guys that we've been talking about on the podcast? The dad that we still haven't
Poop Dad?
Poop Dad.
No.
You've seen any of those videos?
No.
Oh,
is it on the internet?
Yeah.
This older guy,
Is it like an Instagram thing or a TikTok thing?
Instagram.
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's maybe it's TikTok
Maybe.
too.
I mean,
a lot of
those
things
are just
on.
imported.
Yeah, they're like imported.
I don't have TikTok.
He's
so.
he's probably he's older. He's like my age probably,
Right.
And he's like balding and just greasy looking. And
where's a kid's Batman mask?
Yeah.
Why you shitting?
Yeah.
But he'll be talking about just whatever, and then you can just hear him.
Whoa.
And it's always like, this dude has to have something seriously fucking wrong because...
Or is his diet? Who knows what he's eating?
It's so bad.
So you're just saying you can just hear him blow out pretty hard?
Oh,
like
yeah.
While he's talking?
Yeah. Did you see King Cobra got a girlfriend?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. But what's is it Poop Dad?
Yeah.
Poop Dad.
Mr. Poop Dad, maybe.
Mr. Poop Dad. Okay. I'll show him one.
I mean, it just splatter farts loud.
I mean, the guy's face looks a little familiar.
So refreshing.
Why is that was the milkshake one.
I mean, that's a little... I mean, maybe I sound like that and I just have my headphones on.
Happy Father's Day.
Ooh, yeah. I call that shitting through a screen. That's all liquid.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Butt piss all the way.
Yeah.
Butt piss.
Yeah, dude. That's what it is. Shitting through a screen, man. Nothing but liquid.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
So Andy Gold comedy, him roasting kids is fucking gold. You ever? I sent you a couple of those, right?
Oh yeah, dude, anything like that, like.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking funny.
I'm cool with all that kind of shit.
Yeah, we really don't have limits.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things like you got to have limits on, like outside of life in the real world. Like your personal humor should be pretty broad.
Yeah,
it's all a joke.
Damn it. There's been the influx of, I don't know if it's maybe just my algorithm looking at like kids like getting hurt and shit.
Yeah, dude, I love watching kids get hurt, and I'm not like a weirdo like that, but for some reason, women falling down makes me fucking laugh. And I don't have like any hate towards women or anything like that, but specifically like the drunk college girls falling off the bar and shit like that. To me, oh, dude, it's fucking gold. It's gold.
I hate when you see like a skateboard accident and their fucking leg buckles.
Yeah,
I can't watch
the broken bones and stuff like that. I like extreme things, so sometimes I'm pretty interested, but. What always gets me is when their head snaps back and hit the concrete. And
so I never really watched a bunch of the King Cobra stuff with his girlfriend and introducing her, but man, she looks like she's fucking methed out right there.
She probably is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the faces and shit that she's making.
Yeah, I would assume she's on drugs.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
maybe she's just fucked up. But
I mean, yeah, or she got like something weird, and I'm like fucking pissing on her right now. Like fucking Tourette's or some shit. I'm like, oh, she looks fucked up. Like that's not her fault.
They're probably drunk as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna assume 9 times out of 10, like when you like watch a few videos, you can tell if somebody can like help it or not.
Doesn't he look like he's like related to Krusty?
Whoa, yeah, he kind of looks like. I can't think of this. He almost looks like this kid I went to middle school with, though. Like the kids with like the bad like stretched out neck shirts, smelling like the couch.
So. When we started the podcast, we're talking about trying to get a couple of these guys on like for interviews and stuff, and
right.
Been trying to get King Cobra. We haven't messaged them yet.
Sure.
I probably should get on that.
I'm sure they'd be down. Those people, especially if like they have an Instagram platform and all that, they're looking for.
Well, people send him shit all the time, like DoorDash stuff to his house, like beer and. Like
he gets glitter bombed all the time. It
could be whatever.
If you do a deep dive and watch some of those videos, you're gonna be like, "This dude's fucking hilarious."
Yeah. But I think it'd be easy enough to just send him a 6-pack of beer with a note on it, like,
yeah,
hey,
he'd
man,
be down.
Do our podcast. We think you're cool.
Down.
Yeah.
Also, there's this couple. Her name is Vampira something, and her and her husband, they do these like almost like spoofs where they lip sync to. Just shitty songs like Hinder,
Oh yeah,
but it's
Lips of an Angel.
Yeah, that's the one that they do, and like it's so cheesy because she'll put on like angel wings when they get to that verse, and but I messaged her and I was like, hey, we'd love to have you on our podcast, and she's like, yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna reach back out to her to see when we can get her on there, and I don't want it to feel like, because I'm sure a lot of it's satire, right? So I don't.
Probably.
I'm afraid that the questions that we're going to have for her are going to come off as us making fun of
her, yeah.
And that's not what I want, but there's some shit I got to know.
It's going to be hard not to.
There's shit I got
Easy target, dude.
There's shit I got to know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, why that song? Why those light up boots?
Yeah.
Why the light up boots?
Why pour some sugar on you?
Yeah.
Like, that flipper sucks, man.
Yeah, dude. That's like, I mean, I guess if I'm in the right mood, I'll take Armageddon it, but like most Def Leppard them out, dude.
Is that the song that was in the ping pong movie? Balls of Fury?
I wouldn't know that.
I don't know. Some of the very first album they put out was like, it was kind of thrashy. Like there was a couple riffs.
I feel like all those bands started off on a different leg.
They slowed down a little bit after their drummer lost an arm, man.
Right, dude.
That's gonna change your sound.
That shit's wild though that he pulled it off. Playing the snare with the foot. That shit's crazy, dude. Right. I mean, that's innovative. It's It's like the '80s at that point. Like, what the fuck do you do? Instead of just give up. Yeah. Fuck Def Leppard. I'm serious.
Fuck you guys.
That shit. I mean, like. Even though like I like poppy music and all that, hairband is like, I will say hairbands are one of those things that I've grew up with, parents like and all that. And as I've gotten older, I see how fucking corny it really is.
Oh,
and it's like
it's all cock rock, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's like, like, I mean, I can still handle some like early Motley Crue because like some of the early Motley Crue stuff was like legit.
Yeah, I love
like
Motley
what I just
Crue.
said. The first album was thrash.
Yeah,
It was heavy.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of heavy, like in ways. It's like thrashy in a way and all that. But
I couldn't like. I was at a time when I was younger and like Dr. Feelgood came out. I fucking hated that shit. It got
See,
played
I
so
was at
much.
that age, man. I love Dr. Field.
Yeah.
It got played a lot, man. I just
Theater
got
of
so
Pain.
fucking burned out.
Yeah.
And actually, like and everybody loves it.
See, Girls, Girls is a jam song.
That's a funny song.
Yeah.
But the band that like killed it, like, and I didn't mind their first album, but like Guns N' Roses, when those fucking dual albums came out and Terminator 2 came
Use Your
out,
Illusion 1 and 2.
fucking hated that.
Yeah,
shit.
dude. I remember being bludgeoned as a kid from MTV with
fuck,
November Rain's music video.
That
You'd
fucking
be so
song,
bummed.
yeah, that fucking song and the one song, You Could Be Mine. I
Yeah.
fucking hate
See,
that
I
shit.
love that.
I'll get
song.
down with You Could Be Mine.
God damn.
That's a jammer.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it all the time, but it's a jammer.
Yeah,
Well, I just
love
remember that
song.
summer when I was like, I think I was going into 6th grade or 7th grade or something. I can't fucking remember when that movie came out, but I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it so much.
As I get older now, like Guns N' Roses is definitely one of those things that I'm a more no than a yes 100%. You know?
Yeah.
But most of that stuff is, it's just because like I just see how like kind of corny it is. As a kid, my dad liked it, like it was on the radio. It was the 80s coming into the 90s. It was still like heavily played in rotation and all that. It's like newer music at that point. But then, being so close with my brother as we were and all that, he would just show me music as a little kid. I got like into liking music at a really young age because of that. Like I always remember being the kid at my age. I felt like none of my friends ever liked music like I did until I got older.
Same with my brother.
Yeah,
I
for
always
sure.
showed
Yeah,
him
like
shit
that
too.
was the one thing. Like me and Jesse, and like when you're younger, it's like you could see the influence of your older brother and how it does change you,
Yeah.
for sure, and all that. I like would go over to a friend's house and talk to them, like be wearing band T-shirts, and their older brothers or siblings, sisters would be like, "Oh, I know that band on your shirt," and they would like my friends would have no idea what the fuck it was.
I just I can't do a lot of the shit that people listen to from back then today, like, and it's just because it's been crammed down my throat my whole life. Like I can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand Leonard Skinner. I can't stand Pink Floyd.
They got
I
a couple
can't stand
tracks.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Like,
See, like I like some songs from. I think I've grown up to realize that I like some songs from them a lot, and then like the rest I don't give a shit about. You know? Like
I suppose there's some that are I would consider tolerable,
Right,
But
right.
nothing from any of those bands is something that I would ever seek out to listen to.
dude, like
ever.
the Eagles, "Take It Easy" puts me in a great mood. I love that song. I do. They just played in Omaha like 2 weeks ago.
With Steely
With
Dan,
fucking
didn't they?
Steely Dan, which I would have loved to watch Steely Dan. I'll stand up for Dirty D all day.
My buddy went to that concert and he said the sound in it was phenomenal.
I bet, dude. They're pros. They've been playing for like 40, 50 years. They're pros.
Yeah.
So who would you fight out of any of the cock rock bands we've been talking about?
Fight?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm probably... Shit, I can even probably numerical order them.
I mean, it's hard to like take Axel's and then
Dude,
see
I'm
him
yeah.
being trying to act
Axel
like he's a tough
pisses
guy.
me off. I like he's like I just can't take his vocals and all that. I think one of the most annoying was like like the fucking shittier hair bands that were like trying to make it and
Rat.
like never did. Dude, Rat's got a couple tracks.
There's
dude.
Round and Round's fucking dope, dude.
Dude, Round and Round, dude. Yeah, they got. I mean, that album's got a couple songs on it.
All right, Kiss.
Kiss. See, dude, I like early Kiss. Like the first
can't
Kiss album
stand Kiss,
rules,
dude. Fuck Kiss.
Cold Gin, and then what? Like, I mean, that's just. I think that's from me. Like I said, growing up around it and stuff like that, and still like holding on to some of it. But like, there's like that one shitty hair band, Brittany Wolf or whatever the fuck it was called, and then like Striper. Like fuck Striper, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
You'd fight all those
I'm
dudes.
taking Striper, dude.
Like
Easy.
I would fight Winger.
Dude,
Winger,
fucking
yeah.
Winger, yeah. I mean, yeah, fuck, yeah. All those 17 rules.
The Nelson twins.
Dude, the
Just
Nelson
fucking
twins, yeah,
fuck
like
both
shit
those
like
guys.
that, It's just like
I get those guys mixed up with fucking Mr. Big, man.
Mr. Big, yeah.
That was another one.
Yeah, dude. Wuss tunes for sure, though.
Hold on, little girl.
That was like, yeah. That was like that in like Beavis and Butthead when Stewart has the fucking Winger shirt on. That's just so fucking funny to me, though.
Yeah, I'd like to fight the guys in Great White.
Yeah,
don't know
dude.
why.
Do you guys remember when they started the venue on fire?
Yeah. the dude died.
Yeah, they were opening for fucking Firehouse.
Yeah, Firehouse, dog.
No,
There you go.
seriously, it
Yeah, I
sounds
know.
like a
Don't
joke,
treat me
but-
bad. That song rules. It does.
Oh shit.
Yeah, people died and shit. That was terrible.
Yeah,
But
that did suck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they were having like full on pyro in like a place like the Ranch Bowl, like
Right,
a
the
300
Ranch Bowl,
person
yeah.
venue.
Or either they opened for Firehouse or Firehouse opened for them. I can't remember, but either way is not good.
That's a little ironic. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I seen Firehouse play at Septemberfest one time.
How about the big metal, Pantera, Megadeth, stuff like that?
Like, do I like that kind of stuff? Yeah, I mean, like early Pantera fucking rules, and I think a lot of like people who deny it just either haven't really given it a chance, or they're too like hung up on maybe like, you know, it being 2023 and they don't like their political views or something from then and all that. But you can't, like, in my opinion, especially if you like heavy music, I think it would be pretty wild for you to be like, I don't like the Great Southern Trendkill or like any songs off that album, because that album is fucking heavy as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Drag the Waters goes
Drag the Waters fucking
hard.
ripping song, dude.
I
mean,
never really got into too much of like Down.
see, I didn't really like
yeah.
the other stuff, you
I
know,
didn't
like
really
too
get
much
into
and all
it,
that.
yeah.
But specifically, the Great Southern Trendkill, like that album is a fucking heavy
I just
motherfucker.
remember just liking Vulgar the most.
I don't like Megadeth though. Like
We
anything.
talked about that too.
I don't
Yeah.
either. It's like
I honestly never got into like Metallica either. Like I just like that kind of stuff.
Metallica got
Yeah.
me into heavy music.
Yeah, I
man,
feel like a
'cause-
lot of people did. You
and it
know
was
what I
the
mean?
Black Album.
I can understand why people like
was a
Metallica. It's
kid.
just not for me, you know.
But when I hear like Dave Mustaine had talent, you know,
Right.
has talent.
yeah, I mean the dude
But I-
can rip. For
But
sure.
I hear the vocals for Megadeth, and when I hear "Hello, me,"
Oh, dude,
I
it's
just
awful.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like that. Why?
Yeah,
That's not singing.
like in the Symphony of Destruction. That's just so corny, dude.
Yeah.
That shit's
Take
corny.
a mortal man.
I mean, I like early ICP, and I still think that shit's corny, dude.
Yeah,
like
That's super cool.
another band I can't do.
dude, the Riddle Box, one of the best
was the best
horrorcore
one.
albums ever written.
I
No
got
doubt about it,
I got drugged a whole weekend to that fucking gathering
Dude.
of the Juggalo shit.
dude.
Oh no.
I did. Max.
The only thing,
fucking
okay, I
butt.
see why people hate on Juggalos, but like I can respect like they're like the punk ethos of the movement, right? Like they're just being themselves, and everybody hates them for it, and they still like
Well, they get
stand
lumped,
by their ground.
They get lumped into the people that like monster trucks and
yeah,
pro
They
wrestling.
like rednecks and all that other
pro,
stuff, like
yeah,
just
pro,
white trash.
pro
people.
wrestling and NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's like the same
Which I
kind
love
of
pro wrestling too.
Yeah, I know. We, me and this dude like talk about wrestling and shit all the time.
I haven't watched since my favorite wrestler retired, and that was Goldberg.
Oh, you like Goldberg? See, Goldberg was one of those ones I'm out on. Like, I just didn't like I don't like squash matches, you know what I mean? And I don't want a dude to come in and squash match people 152 times in a row, you know, or whatever his record
I was
was.
watching. It was like watching Hogan doing the same moveset every goddamn match.
Right.
It's the same
Well, that's
thing.
the thing is like, okay, so like one of my, like, I like wrestling enough to understand that like some of the wrestlers I like are actually bad wrestlers, and then some of the ones are like really good wrestlers. They're just not as popular, you know. Like one of my favorite wrestlers ever in my life was always the Ultimate Warrior, growing up as a kid and all that, you know. But like, let's look back at his wrestling. It sucks. He's a terrible wrestler.
He was
Terrible wrestler.
He wasn't super. He didn't have a lot of finesse.
He had
in
no
how he
finesse.
moved.
Is fucking stiff as fuck. Huge ego and all that stuff. But like,
Look at I don't know. A lot of the best wrestlers couldn't wrestle like I see back in the 80s. You look
Right.
at like the Iron Sheik.
right.
His facade and everything, people loved him,
Yeah.
or even Sergeant Slaughter.
Right.
They weren't athletic.
Yeah,
they
they
were
were-
built. They were big. They were strong. They
Right.
weren't.
That was like
Iron,
because
Iron Sheik though, like watching that documentary about him, that dude was a stud.
dude,
he was
yeah.
a wrestling
he
stud.
helped carry. I mean, he did like bring a different aspect into the wrestling world. I mean, you gotta even think that's then the time where like wrestling was trying to rule the world in a way. It was like Vince McMahon and his dad were trying to make it like entertainment.
Yeah, wrestling back then though, like watching like the 70s and early.
We had a
80s,
fucking
like,
cartoon on the weekends.
Yeah, but
Rockin' wrestling.
But it was more brawling.
Yeah.
It wasn't really wrestling. It was
Right.
just
Yeah.
guys beating
And the
shit out of
wrestlers
each
who
other.
did wrestle just weren't as popular because
fast-
they were smaller guys.
Fast forward a few years though, and try putting their athletics against somebody like Eddie Guerrero Jr.
Right, yeah.
or
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
Like those
I mean,
guys
everybody
are
hates
fucking
him.
crazy athletes.
Everybody hates him, but Chris Benoit is one of the best wrestlers that have ever existed, dude. That guy's
Yeah.
a fucking insane wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, he killed his family. He's a psycho. We all understand that.
Yeah.
But you can't take away, like, the kind of wrestling that guy did.
Yeah, he's a
He was
great wrestler.
fucking incredible.
Yeah. Him,
There's
Mr.
just different
Perfect.
kinds. So there's your brute strength guys.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
your-
everybody's got a gimmick, you know,
Yeah,
and your
you know,
wrestling
your-
style has to go with your gimmick for sure.
Yeah,
And,
Warrior was just his spaz and his persona and everything was his thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was nobody like him yet. I mean, he had the tassels, the makeup, and all that shit. There just was nobody like that yet. And then they had a bunch of knockoffs.
When Hulk Hogan got hurt, I wrote him a letter.
Oh, you did?
Well, that's,
Really?
Yeah. And my mom,
Wrote
she
it
wrote
you.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
As I got older, I realized it wasn't him right.
Right.
But
You probably don't want to talk to him anyways. He's a piece of shit, dude.
I just saw him
Yes.
in a video where his son got pulled over for a DUI.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he
dude.
showed up there.
Right. Yeah, he got in a car accident. His son got in a drunk driving car accident and killed his best friend.
Really?
They like crashed his Lamborghini or whatever it was.
Supra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Supra,
it was
something
yellow
like that.
Supra. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and then he like didn't get anything for it. Like
Well,
didn't
this
get in
was
trouble.
seemed pretty recent.
I'm
that,
sure. Yeah.
That DUI thing, I think, was a recent thing.
Yeah,
but
this was like back in like the early 2000s when he
Yeah,
killed and all that,
yeah.
because they had that show Hogan Knows Best or whatever. It was like shortly after that.
People make mistakes. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
You know, that's a horrible,
Yeah, he was
horrible
young.
mistake. But I can honestly say if something like that happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'd never get behind the steering wheel or probably never touch a drop
Right.
of alcohol again, but I damn sure wouldn't drink and drive ever.
Sure. Yeah, addiction's a motherfucker, dude.
I think that wreck that he killed, or I couldn't remember if it was his friend or if he killed somebody else, but I think it was just he was just driving like an asshole in that car.
Yeah,
I think he
I'm
was
pretty
just
sure.
driving
Yeah,
too
he was.
fast.
Yeah, I don't know if he was drunk, but I know
Yeah.
it was like way too fast. He was going like 100+ miles an hour. You know, it
Yeah.
kind of seems like that's what everybody do with those sports cars. They get real money. They take the
If I had a
sports car
Supra, it'd be
120.
hard not to. If I owned a Supra, it'd be hard not to.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, the exhaust goes bang, bang, skate, skate.
Yeah, as far as like, I mean, back to like the metal thing. As far as that is, I never got into like the really big metal bands like that for the most part. You know, like Black Sabbath's cool, early Pantera's cool and all that, but like power metal, like Iron Maiden and stuff like that, and like Dio and shit like that, I'm no on that, dude. I've always been a no on that. It's just not for me.
A couple
Yeah.
of Maiden songs that were okay, but yeah, Dio, fuck no.
They did Holy Diver, right?
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Ronnie
Fucking
James.
Song.
Ronnie
is that
James
Ronnie
Dio.
James Dio.
Yeah,
It
he
was
did.
only
and-
a song that he got famous for, really.
Right, yeah, and Rainbow in the Dark, which Rainbow in the Dark does have a ripping chorus. I'm not going to deny that.
I could tell you one of the corniest songs that I fucking love, man, is "Still Believe" off the Lost Boys soundtrack.
Oh, dude.
Nick got me the T-shirt
Shit
of the dude
rips.
playing the saxophone. Like
Mm-hmm.
it says "Still Believe" on it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude. I mean, those. I'm telling you, man. Like, you take that era, and you go back and I would suggest that you give yacht rock a chance, man. Like the '80s, the late '80s has like a lot of like masterpieces in it that like now that it's been long enough, like I will die on that hill to say that Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World is one of the top 5 best songs ever fucking written. Ever.
It just doesn't hit my ear right.
That's
you know?
insane,
I
dude,
know
because
the
that
song,
beat is
you know?
fucking money.
That makes me think of that movie, Real Genius.
Yeah.
With that-
Oh, shit, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's another thing I think is like cool with music too, is like its relationship with movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like and all
Yeah.
that. You're talking about like the like the Lost Boys and all that. It's
The
like
Crow soundtrack's fucking
Crow
phenomenal.
soundtrack.
Dude, I
great
have
movie,
the score.
great soundtrack.
I have the score to the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean-
and that's another thing. It's about to have its 30-year release. They're putting like a 4K. They redid the movie in 4K and everything. So
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's coming out on video.
That's
soon.
something I want to try to get more into. Like my girlfriend really likes like movie soundtracks, like collecting like the vinyl of it and all that. And I never was like, I mean, like I'll just listen to those bands as albums or something like that. But it is like the scoring and the track listing and all that does make it is cool. Like when you actually hear it, because you can like relive the movie in your head, which is weird because it's like that's a song before that movie existed. You know what I mean? And like, but like the song makes you think of the parts in the movies and stuff like that. You know?
I think also you have to give it so much credit for if you take a movie and keep all the same sound in it in production and everything, but take the score out, it's a
Right.
different movie.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude.
You know?
Yeah, like
100%.
songs make a movie at the right time in
They
the right
really
place.
do.
I mean, you can even factor that. Like one movie that pops off the top of my head with that would be like House of a Thousand Corpse to The Devil's Rejects, right? Like the track listing in The Devil's Rejects like was money.
Yeah.
Like it was the like the Allman Brothers song in that part, and like in the bathroom when they're at the truck stop, perfect. You know, like Midnight Rider and that shit. It like.
I like when they do things. There's a name for it, and I was talking to you about this. I can't remember what it is, but when the song doesn't fit, you know, like an example is, and it's a great movie to me, but John Travolta and Nicolas Cage in Face Off.
Face Off, yeah.
And but there's a scene where they're in this building and they're just shooting it up. And
Right.
It's fucking crazy. And Somewhere Over the Rainbow is playing. you know, and it just made the scene more powerful for some reason.
I mean, that's an art in itself. Is like the dynamic of I can play this song that may not relate or sound to something like he does, but it works with this, you know, all that. I mean, I think that is definitely like an art, like scoring a movie, you know, like whether it's composing music to be original or scoring it with like songs that already exist. I feel like it's got to be fucking tough, dude.
You have to know how music's going to make people feel.
For sure,
you know?
dude. Yeah,
that's
for
hard
sure.
to do.
Absolutely. Because everybody has like a different feeling on that. Like, you know, some people interpret a song or a riff or something like that. It makes them feel sad or happy or romantic or whatever it is, you know. Like that song "Sleepwalk." Everybody sees that as like a romantic song, you know. But it sounds really fucking sad to me. And maybe that's La Bamba drilling that into my head. You know, I mean, Richie died and they play fucking Sleepwalk. And now I'm like, every time Sleepwalk comes on, I'm like, damn, Richie died.
Yeah, Richie died.
Yeah. You think about Bob, not my Richie. You know, like I feel the same way, dude.
Bob, the guy that played Bob was in Ozark, man.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Fucking Bob.
I was trying
What a killer character.
By the sweat of my balls, cabron. For the longest time, I was watching Ozark and I knew the dude,
right,
but I couldn't picture who he was.
Yeah.
So I finally looked it up on IMDb, and it was Bob.
It was fucking Bob. Dude.
Fucking Bob.
It's, you know, it's funny. It's like when people, you know, like when they age, is like how they can go one of two ways. They either look the same or they like look completely different. You know.
Yeah. He always looked kind of this. I mean, even in that role, he looks almost the same.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, really, like it's just taking care of yourself too. Who knows how like well he took care of himself.
I like when people look old for their whole life, like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, dude. You know? Yeah, look like fucking 50.
That dude looked like he was born 45 years old.
He's been in so many fucking killer roles, though, dude. I mean, he's a game changer. Dude.
Another one is Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
he's looked like an older dude since he was a young dude.
Well, it's even weirder when people still look like little kids when they're old. Like the dude that played Buzz in fucking Home Alone, still looks like he does. I just heard an interesting story about that guy today. He got a domestic assault charge. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of it because last year he was at a Christmas con and his ex-girlfriend gave away 2 free autographs to these women in the bar. And he like fucking kicked her ass for it.
No shit.
They whooped his girlfriend's ass?
Yeah, I swear to God, dude, look it up. I swear to God, it's fucking.
What do you think? What the catchphrase would have been to like?
He's probably like, "I'm a fucking icon." You know? Like, this shit ain't free.
Right?
You know? Who are you trying to ruin my name?
Right.
I'm a legend. And you're like, you were in 2 movies, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's that dude that played Hampton Porter in Sandlot.
Yeah.
The great Hambino.
Yeah.
I think he was also in Heavyweights.
Yeah.
That dude looked like
he's looked the same his whole life.
Yeah.
We've been talking about like the big chubby dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so like he just is a year or 2 like meth free.
Oh,
like,
really?
He was on fucking drugs.
Oh, yeah. He was Goldberg too in the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, he looks fucking wild now.
Yeah, he looks like he was like rolling in dirt in Mexico.
He looks like
just
70 plus years old.
Dude, for the longest time though, he looked the same.
The same. Yeah, until he found drugs.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Look at him up, dude. He looks like Buzz.
He found drugs, dude. He looked fucking
drugs
rough.
And even found him. Yeah, like, put it that way.
Yeah.
He's bizarre.
I just saw him in a video, dude, like a Instagram video where he's in this nice house with his kid and wife and everything. He
Maybe it's old.
Fucked up.
I'm telling you I'm with Nick. The recent pictures I seen of him looking rough.
Yeah, he must have lost. That must have been like right before he lost.
Was he ever on one of those shows, where they put all the celebrities in to try to rehab or anything?
I don't know.
Was he ever on one of those?
It just seems like he'd for sure beat his girlfriend up for giving away an autograph.
He would. He would.
It's not funny, but it's
not funny. But so like me and my girlfriend were joking about it. It's not funny, but the situation is fucking hilarious that you would do that.
I wonder if she start laughing at all when he was whooping her.
And he was like, "I'm not fucking funny. This isn't fucking funny.
Where's my fucking money?
Where's my fucking money?"
That would make it worse too. It's like when you're a kid getting your ass beat, and you start laughing, then you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked.
That's so funny.
The funniest, I think, reality TV show when like some of those like celebrities go on those shows, like for like addictions and stuff. Mm-hmm. When Mini-Me was shit-faced drunk,
dude,
on a scooter pissing and looking back like I'm gonna fuck you up. That was probably the funniest.
Yeah, I can't even remember what that guy's name is because I know he died.
Yeah, he passed away.
Was in, the last thing I saw him in Mike Smith, Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys did that. Who's Got Your Belly video? And
right,
he was
right.
in that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
But he was trying to eat that fucking Subway sandwich, and he was just shit-faced drunk, just peeing. It's kind of like, I could do this because I'm mini-me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
That's
God.
so fucking funny, dude.
I don't know why that pops in my head every time I think of something
The
like
audacity he
The
has.
fact that it's a Subway sandwich makes it funnier.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was so big in his hands, and it was probably just like half of the
Half of it. It's just the 6-inch.
and it looked
He's
like
hugging it.
it looked like it almost, and he was fucking trash.
Got it over
It
his
was
shoulder.
like probably 2 beers too, 2 beers deep,
Two
and he was
beers deep.
hammered drunk.
Dude, yeah, I'm sure the a medial amount of liquor fucks that guy up.
It'd be like getting a baby drunk,
Dude, yeah, 2 shots and he's fucking blacked out.
trying to swing on someone.
Trying to swing on somebody. I'm the icon.
Right.
That's so funny.
Fucking the buzz, man.
Buzz, dude. I'm telling you. Look it up. It really happened. Assaulting a chick over some free signatures. It's pretty bizarre that would happen.
I wonder if Mike Myers went to Mini-Me's funeral. He probably did.
You think?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. Is it like one of those things where they hate him? Because, like Dana Carvey hates Mike Myers. It seems like a bunch of people that work with him end up hating him. Because he's like a crazy control freak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, that's why they never did a Wayne's World 3s, because Dana Carvey was like, I fucking hate you. Because he was just like, what Dana Carvey talks about is that he went on set and it was basically like, wouldn't let anybody have any input on anything. Was always like, even though like on the show, like they're doing Wayne's World, they're, doing their skits and they're playing and it works. But then when they get to, the set, he's like a crazy control freak, and he wants all like credit for everything because they're his ideas.
I wonder if he was like that on Saturday Night Live.
I don't know. It's hard to say because they got writers and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that, so it's like it's hard to say.
I could see where that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
And then he took something that kind of derived from
Kind of
Saturday
derived
Night
from
Live.
Saturday
Yeah,
Night Live.
well, maybe like in the early '90s and stuff, he did like a whole bunch of movies, like
Yeah,
Married
so,
Axe to
so I
Murder.
Married an Axe
Yeah.
Murder.
Yeah,
Right,
like
yeah.
all those movies, like he was like the early '90s Adam Sandler, and then he just like
Right.
kind of just fell off. And
I love
Sandler's-
Wayne's World, dude.
Adam
Yeah,
I
Sandler.
dude. Wayne's World 1, 2, pinnacle movies for me in my life. They're
Yeah.
so fucking good, dude. I love them.
I also love So I Married an Axe Murder. I fucking love Shrek.
That was
Shrek, yeah.
Shrek is great,
It's crazy
man.
that, like he did, like the Austin Powers thing was such a hit. Because, like when you go back and you watch those movies, you could see how there is room for it to completely flop.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
It
with
just
like
didn't though.
it
Like
did,
especially the
people
Austin
loved it,
Powers
dude.
shit.
Especially
oh my God.
the Spy Who Shagged Me took off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just like he just must have had a point where he's like, I got enough.
I also give credit to anybody that plays multiple characters in one movie by themselves. Like that does like the whole Eddie Murphy thing and with like the Nutty Professor. Those movies are fucking. The first Nutty Professor is great.
I love
You know what I mean?
Norbit. Norbert's
Dude,
my favorite.
Norbit's
Eddie
good. I mean,
movie.
that guy's like he's a genius with that stuff, and it's got to be tough. I mean, just like Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton does the movie Multiplicity, where he's 4 people in
That
one.
was
You guys
fucking
remember
great
that movie?
That was a
Eddie
great
Murphy,
fucking movie.
though, he's just a talented
He's a talented
all-around
dude. I mean, like you talk about Shrek. That's what made me think about him.
Have you heard his, he did a reggae song with, like, I think Snoop. And
No, I mean, I know,
it's called, like,
party
Red
all the
Light,
time.
Green
but-
Light. And my girl wants to... No,
Good song.
it's called, like, Red Light, Green Light or something.
Really?
And I don't know if you like reggae or not, man, but
I mean, I can get down with some reggae.
it's great.
Like
It's a great
King
song.
Tubby's a really good reggae.
Yeah.
It's a little more dub, but it's still really good reggae.
What was that fucking song where it started up with the motorcycle revving?
Which one? Kickstart My Heart?
No, the reggae song.
I was instantly for Hot for Teacher, dude. Like, you said motorcycle, and he said Kickstart My Heart. I was like, no, that's got to be Hot for Teacher.
I got
Hot
my
for Teacher's
pencil.
Oh man, I'll come back to that. I'm having a brain fart. Like, we've talked about so much shit.
That's
It's
right.
just like,
It's been an extreme ADHD episode.
Yeah, people are
and,
gonna like that.
I'm a lot to blame for that, and I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Nah, dude, my mind will go.
yeah.
Yeah, I get distracted super easy,
It happens.
but
That's what conversation is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
That's
fun though.
That's how it works.
Where we at? for time?
Hour and 17.
Nice.
Yeah, well, we can stop there.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going and just cut it into 2.
Well, either way, I
Got
think
it.
if you're good with it, we'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, dude, I'll come back. No doubt
Yeah,
about it.
sweet.
I'm always down. Like I said, we conversate for days. Got plenty more. You want to talk about food? I'll go all day about food.
We'll get him drumming or something sometime.
Nice. One thing we can close out, I got to know is, what is your favorite donut? Do you like donuts?
Hello.
First off,
Look at me.
I don't know. Some people you never know, dude.
No,
People are freaks. They don't like donuts.
my favorite donut probably is one that I've tried recently, and it's the the Reese's peanut butter one from Hertz Donuts, man. It
Whoa.
changed my fucking life.
I mean, I could get down with that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a savory donut, dude. I mean, I'll fuck up like what I call novelty donuts. You know, like
I love cake donuts though.
dude, cake
chocolate.
donuts are the shit. I don't want fucking dried cereal in my donut though. That shit's always stale.
I can't fuck with that either. Like putting bacon on the shit.
Yeah.
Or sprinkles. Get out of here.
I mean, I like the texture of sprinkles. I can handle
The
that.
texture is what gets me on them, man.
Yeah, I like the texture of sprinkles.
I'll say it nuts.
I'll say it nuts.
I like
dude.
nuts.
I like chopped nuts. Dude,
Oh yeah, chopped nuts.
dude, you get that classic cake donut with the chocolate frosting and the chopped nuts.
And I love any like pudding filled donut, but I can't do like the airy cream filled stuff.
Yeah, the white like whipped cream as opposed to like a Bavarian. It ain't the same. That shit don't hit. No, I'm all about jelly and things like that.
I love jelly donuts, man.
I'm not a fan.
You not a fan?
I don't like powdered donuts.
Powdered
I
donuts.
like powdered donuts. I love this the gas station, Little Debbie's like
the shitty like the little like
the
sleeve.
bag.
Oh, the bag. Yeah, dude.
The
bag of powdered
donuts.
Real quick, I gotta tell you guys, we were I go down to Missouri to buy this beer that I like.
Right.
And
you go all the way to Missouri for it?
Yeah, you can't get it here. It's the breweries in Pennsylvania.
They don't want to ship it to you?
No, it's called Yingling, and
right.
it's just kind of it's the oldest brewery in America.
Oh
actually,
shit! Okay.
But it's just making its way west.
Right.
I don't know why. But a couple of my buddies, one of the guys I was talking about, sent me the fucking poop picture. Randy,
Whoa, yeah.
Goddamn
he rode
Randy.
down there with me, and we stopped at this gas station. I can't remember. It was on 29, like Nebraska. Let's just call it maybe Nebraska City or something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hey man,
Get
check
off
out my
there.
Ringling.
We go there to get a fucking some breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it was early, it was a Saturday, and I got a couple buddies with me, and they have this like Godfather's breakfast pizza. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll get one of those. I got one of those in this cup of fucking donut holes. Randy got a pizza too, and we ate our pizza, and he's like, man, I want something sweet. I was like, here, put the donut holes in front of him. He opens them, he's eating them, and he's telling my other friend, he's like, hey Marvin, I got Vinny's balls in my mouth, and he's eating them. And then I was like, I want to have some too, and I looked, and I was like, stop eating those right now. Dude, they had this green fur growing.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, really?
Fucking terrible. He fucking, and this has been pretty recent too,
Yeah.
within the past like 6 months.
Oh, shit.
He fucking yaks right on the
I would've
table,
too,
dude.
dude.
He threw up. Like,
I would too. I would have
Oh.
shoved. I would have shoved my fucking fingers down my throat if I had to, dude. No fucking way. That's harvesting in my body. That shit is fucking scary.
He's fucking looking up side effects of eating mold all
I-
the way
dude.
home and shit. He called him and told him what happened.
I ate moldy bread on tour one time, and I'll tell you what, it makes you hallucinate.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, probably moldy rye, because rye mold is what they made LSD from.
I
right?
don't fucking know what it was, but the bread was moldy.
From what I
and I had a
heard.
tuna sandwich in the dark, and then I was going to play later that night, and like I was not in the same room as everybody else.
You're like, fucking moldy tuna.
It was fucking weird, dude. I had this really crazy dream about molding people out of clay, like to U2's like.
Oh, were you singing or drumming?
I was doing vocals at that time, but
Oh.
I fell asleep before the band before us played, and then I had this like hallucination, and I woke up, and when I woke up, the same song was playing on the jukebox that I was like in my dream to, and I was like,
Wow.
wait a minute, I wasn't sleeping.
He got real quiet.
No
right
fucking
on the
way.
mic,
I
and he's
wasn't
like,
fucking sleeping.
this next one's called Moldy Tuna Sandwich.
I was like, yeah, playing that night was fucking weird. It was fucking weird. Apple fritter for the win, though.
Fuck yeah. Bear
I'll take
claws,
that
dude.
all day. Apple
Bear
fritter's the best
fritters, bear
donut.
claws, any of
Yeah.
those.
Apple
I
fritter,
love them.
above all.
Yeah, I can't help it, man. Like, so all right. So on that topic,
Yeah.
what's the favorite donut place?
That's tough. I have two favorite donut places. That's something I do. So one thing I've done even on tour, and me and my friend, shout out my friend Nick Hilger, who's really a donut man with me as well.
Nice.
What
up, Nick?
When we go out of town, that's the things that we do is we look for donut spots and all that. And two of my favorite donut places aren't actually in Omaha. One is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's called Glam Doll Donuts, and it is fucking delicious.
Nice.
It's like a little, just like punk store that kind of makes donuts and stuff like that. And
So it's like the donut stop that used to be.
it's kind of like the donut stuff, yeah, and all
I
that.
remember that. I miss that place.
Yeah, it's a lot like that for sure.
I
Like
remember Donut
Olson's or
Stop.
something.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, or like
It was good,
Olson's and
yeah.
shit like that. You know, it's like kind of like that. And then the other spot I like, that's like my other favorite donut spot I had is Stan's in Chicago, Illinois. If you've ever go to Chicago, definitely get a Stan's. They have more than one location now because it just pops off. But fuck, dude, they got these things called pockets, and they're basically like it's the same dough that a fritter is made out of, like an apple fritter, right?
Yeah.
But they fill them with like other things. So one was like a banana Nutella pocket. One was like a pistachio pocket. If you like pistachio, like pudding, fluff, like ice cream, it's like that inside one of those fucking donuts, dude. And then they had like a jelly, all that. But it was fucking insane. Like the apple pie pocket. So it's like an apple fritter, but it has like apple pie filling inside the fuck. And they're square. They're big and square. They're fucking.
You guys like Pettits?
Dude, you know, Pettits one of those things is that you got to get it at the right time. Because like when you get Pettits too late from a gas station, that shit's fucking whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Pettits, like, I mean, it's like if you
downtown.
get it, if you get it for, and like a lot of gas stations carry Pettits donuts. Like I can taste it. You know what I mean? Like when everybody, you know, like you could just, it has a flavor. But I said if you get them those motherfuckers dry out faster than any donut I've ever had in my life.
We got a Hertz up by the shop. It's okay.
Like I mean, I like it. It's fun. I'll put it that way. It's fun. Like it's fun to go get like 6 different donuts. You sit down and you try all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it's definitely not my, like if I had to pick a favorite donut spot, I could even give you tiers, like get grocery stores over like regular donut places.
Yeah.
But
all right, so what, like locally though, like is there a spot like
locally a spot? If I had to pick, it would probably be Olson's Donuts. That's off of like I think it's 10th Street. They only used to like take cash. It's just some old ladies that make donuts and all that. It's like kind of up the street from what's that little like up the street from like Cassio's. Okay. Like right
like
on
over
there.
by the old Bohemian Cafe.
Yeah, like just a block over. So like a block up is like Cassio's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And then like that Metro
like
College.
the Pierce Pacific.
Yeah. And then there's like that Metro College across the street. Like like a block or two up, there's a little donut shop. It's only open till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon because it's just these old.
I never had it.
What's your favorite donut, Nick?
As far as like just donut or donut place.
Both.
Okay. Favorite donut.
I love donuts as Hot Topic. It is. Dude, I love fucking donuts.
I was always a chocolate guy. So anything that
dude,
like chocolate donuts with nut sprinkles.
Chocolate cake donuts with nuts on it, dude.
Yeah. You like the rise, like the yeast donuts, or you like cake donuts better?
I'm a fan of both. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take them all.
Yeah.
I'll take them all.
But as far as like chain or anything like locally and stuff, like man, that's such a loaded question because there's been so many like places
that have come and gone too.
Yeah, yeah.
There was this spot across the street from Bryan High School called Sunrise. Did you ever eat those? Those were fucking great.
Yeah.
That's a '90s thing right there.
I'd probably say as of recently that I didn't think that hit really hard when we got them at the shop and stuff. But Winchell's, dude.
Winchell's, like they got those cherry donuts.
I like Winchell's.
Yeah. Like I forgot that they were that good because people would bring in like was it Donut Stop or Dunkin' or something?
Dunkin' Donuts are trash, dude. I don't like those things.
There's Square Donut. I had those recently.
Square Donuts aren't really as good as they should be.
Yeah.
There's this little place in, I think, Osborne, Kansas. It's either Downs, Kansas or Osborne, but it's called Daylight Donuts.
Oh, dude, I've had that.
One time I got super fucking drunk at the bar, and we ended
Those are
up
good,
there.
though, dude.
Somehow we got in. Somebody that worked there was drinking with us.
Yeah.
He's like,
and we just went in, and it was cold as shit, and I remember going up trying to get the fucking thermostat to change so it would warm up in there. And then the dude that worked there just starts making donuts, and we all start eating fucking donuts.
Fuck
man.
yeah, I'm fucking into that.
Wow,
dude, if you're ever in a pinch, don't front on Hy-Vee's donuts. They've stepped their donut game up.
I think Hy-Vee food in general is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they're like hot bar section best, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're salad bars.
That's like all the shit they like, all the meats and shit that they have.
I
like,
get breakfast too, but
I never eat like their breakfast. I'm weird with. I'm like super. I'm not picky, but like breakfast spots are like a thing in my heart that like I want like legit breakfast. If I'm gonna go eat somewhere, it's gonna be legit.
You know what they make really well though, and you would not imagine this, but Hy-Vee sushi.
Really?
Dude, my brother will eat it sometimes. I mean, I'll eat anything. I'm not like picky or anything like that. I'll if I'm hungry, I'm eating it.
Yeah, I don't care what I eat.
my shit don't even got a match. I'll eat like tuna and a candy bar. Like I don't fucking care if I'm hungry. I'm hungry, dude.
Huh.
Yo, I'm serious. Like
I get thinking about like tuna and candy bar. What?
Dude, I mean they don't have to go together. Like I eat the tuna.
Just like tuna.
Oh, I mean I'll try it. I used to fucking dunk chocolate donuts, these chocolate cake donuts in queso dip. like when I worked at Billy Frog's when I was young. And you guys think it sounds fucked up, but dude, I'm telling you, the cheese and the chocolate, savory, it's good. I'm not fronting.
And sweet.
Now it's a thing. Like you can go on TikTok and look, and people are putting fucking cheese on chocolate donuts. I was like, dude, I did that shit like 15 years ago.
I used to put milk on my Cheetos and eat it like cereal.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's kind of wild.
That got me. I wasn't ready for that.
you fucking drink the cheesy milk afterwards.
Oh no,
Wow,
dude,
that's rough. Bro.
I can't even do regular ass milk. Like that shit is like
I can't do milk in the last like 10 years.
it's like bone water, just the flavor of real milk. Although like cooking with real milk is a completely different experience.
Yeah.
You cook with almond milk, it ain't the same.
No.
No.
Some things you can't make with almond milk. Like,
Yeah, it's just like it don't have enough fat content.
like
in it.
if you make instant pudding.
Yeah, it don't fucking work.
Yeah, you're not doing.
It's
that
always
with
a little
almond milk.
runny.
Last time you guys had Jello.
I don't like Jello.
But not a lot of people do.
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I had Jello. I mean, I'll fuck up pudding, but
But I
Yeah, I
love
love
Jello poke cake. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
I
Kirsten makes
love
that
that
shit.
shit.
no, I've never had that shit.
They take a cake and like a white cake or yellow cake. I think white.
Wait,
poke
maybe I
holes in
have.
it, just poke a bunch of holes in it, and then pour fucking Jello mix over it, and then put it in the fridge and then put like whipped
Does it get a
cream.
little spongy then or something?
It does, but
Yeah.
it doesn't take on the texture of Jello.
Right.
It's just
It
a really
absorbs
rich,
into the
fruity.
cake. Yeah.
Oh
Huh.
man,
Yeah.
it's so
I can
good.
probably get down with that.
Yeah. You'd like it. Everything we're talking about with donuts and stuff, you'd like it.
I mean, I don't. There's not really anything I don't like. There's just shit I prefer.
Coleslaw.
You know what I mean?
don't fuck with coleslaw.
Dude, coleslaw is delicious.
I love
don't
I
like it.
love
No,
coleslaw,
no.
dude.
Like the runny ass coleslaw from like KFC.
Bring it on.
Yeah,
Dump more sugar in it. Bring it on.
dip my chicken in that shit.
Dude, the coleslaw is so good.
I'll close
It
on a
is an
kid.
acquired taste. I can see. I know. I feel like I know a lot of people that do and don't like. You know, it's not like one of those universal
Pickles.
things. You don't like
I
pickles?
love
Fuck no.
pickles.
No, man.
What
They-
is
they do-
up with
I don't
that?
like
they-
sweet pickle, but I
they,
love dill.
they just
Dill pickles are good. Sweet
it's
pickles
too
can kinda
aggressive
fuck
for a
off, but-
garnish, dude.
What's that?
It's too aggressive for a garnish. It'll
He says they sog up his buns too much.
yeah, and fuck up my fries, dude. It just tastes like fuck. Nah, man.
Nah, I need pickles. I love pickles.
yeah.
So you like that rubbery shit that they put on the McDonald's burger?
Dude, I actually had a McDonald's burger earlier this year, and in all honesty, that was the first McDonald's burger I had in probably 10 years.
really.
Swear to God.
Was it delicious or no?
No, it was actually, it slapped. Like, I was like, I thought I hated it, and it was good, dude. I was like,
Man,
was not ready for that.
I get McNuggets and shit. Like I get crazy.
Yo, the McNuggets are different, though. That shit's like sweet. They use tempura instead of like breading. That's why everybody likes it, because it's more like sweet and sour chicken. That's why
Yeah.
people like it.
Yeah.
I like Culver's, man. For fast
Culver
food
fucking
burgers.
rips,
I
dude.
can't
You don't
do
like it?
No,
Eric
no,
don't
no.
either.
It's not that I don't like it. It fucks my stomach up so fucking
That's Eric.
bad.
Eric was like, I'm never full after I eat it. And I'm like, I don't know how.
It fucks my stomach up like
Does it?
bad. Like I got a chicken sandwich and I think I was safe with that shit. Dude, I
Right.
was in the bathroom at the shop while I'm working, having to like
Just
every
letting it go.
every 5 minutes having to like go until I was like cleaned
Hold on,
out.
I gotta
You
let
have to
it.
come in here.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a situation like
Like,
that.
yeah, like a
five.
wet wipe day. Like,
I'll
Damn.
take the
it was
shits for
bad.
those cheese curds, dude.
Dude, the cheese curds are great. The burgers itself is good. I just like it because they make it. You know what I mean? Like you can taste that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I feel about same with like
There's a new
Domino's.
burger joint up by my house off of Maple Street. There's a yellow building. I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
McDonald's.
Detour Burger, some
Whoa,
shit. I
okay.
can't fucking
Wait,
remember.
there. No, I was gonna say I thought that was something else, but because there was like you remember that burger joint in Millard? It was called Millard Express.
Yeah.
That was like in the early 2000s.
Hmm.
That shit was good, dude. I remember I have listened to another podcast, a few of them that you guys have done, and you were talking about Stella's and how you haven't had Stella's in a long time, and I will die on the hill and say strongly suggest that you need to go get yourself some Stella's like this weekend.
All right.
It is fucking delicious, dude.
Really? All right.
It's fucking
Yeah, because I
delicious.
mean you're all the way down in.
Dude, I'm all the way down in Bellevue. I'm like right there, but it's also I would go out of my way for that
They're
shit.
building
Really?
like a $25 million water park in Bellevue starting.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be the fourth biggest water park in the country.
So I still remember the one that they were building like on when you're kind of almost
It's
going.
like a $100,000 square foot building.
Yeah, but when you're going up to the base, the old way,
Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck it's past the highway, like where you go to like the base, and
Yeah, yeah.
the new way and stuff. But they were building like a water park place there, and it failed. Like, they ran out of
I'm
fucking
gonna have to look
money.
that up. 24 million seems low for a water park.
Dude, I don't know,
But
man.
to Nebraska standards, it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's like big. It's supposed to be like 100,000 square feet, and they're gonna build like 3 hotels around it to support it and all that because it's part of like the expansion for Bellevue. They're also doing like a thing where they're building like a $6 million like cyber security building with like neighborhoods around it and shit. I think like they're doing like they're going to expand the Gretna Crossing. They're going to do that newly.
Yeah, that was like they're throwing ridiculous
because they want to bring in like Louis Vuitton stores and stuff like that.
Like it's
luxury.
close to like almost a. They're talking like almost close to $1 billion.
Like $1 billion and all that. But because they want to put like recreation, like more like things to hold like baseball tournaments and stuff like that. I think the city as a whole is really pushing for that stuff because they're going to redo. They're doing all this new renovation from like the airport to downtown.
Yeah, airport's getting a massive
thing. They're going to build a bunch of new development in North Omaha. It's like a $6 million, 60 something like that. And then the soccer team that plays in the Union is going to get their own stadium downtown too, like right off of I can't remember what drive it is. But I think they're pushing that because Omaha's really pushing to get a professional hockey team. That's like something that's on their radar. Even the commissioner of the NHL has like openly talked about it. So in order to do that, I think they like everybody's trying to expand. You know what I mean? To bring in people, money, all types of things.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's about fucking time, really.
I think Omaha could support a hockey team. I mean, basketball team. I think basketball tickets are too expensive for the average person in Omaha to like go to a full season of. But hockey, I mean, Omaha's a hockey town, man.
Yeah,
huge.
I mean, Lancers.
The Mavs games are like sold out all the fucking time.
Yeah. I'm not a hockey guy, but I went to a couple Lancers games and it's fun.
Dude, you should go to the Mavs games. I mean, the Mavs games are a little more expensive because it's D1 college, so they see it as like an actual event and all that. But the Mavs games are legit, dude.
What's the Lincoln?
Lincoln Stars. I think
the Stars. I went to.
Yeah, their arena's nicer than the one the Lancers play in. Lancers one.
I just remember the one in Lincoln was like cold as shit. The seats were
all the
old
old ones are like cold, or not older ones, but like things like that. Like the Lancers one's real cold, and all that. But like you go watch the Mavs, dude. You got a long sleeve shirt on, you're chill. I mean, it's a legit place. I mean, like that Baxter Arena is nice for that shit. I mean, they become like a D1 college, so it's like trying to be like a big deal. You know, it was a big deal for them to become a D1 college.
It's cool.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Cool.
So. Thank you guys, everybody, for listening. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Had a good time.
This has been a blast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, I'll definitely
we asked
you back.
Asked you a few times before, but it was just there's always something.
Things don't work
on.
out, life gets in the way.
But yeah, well, I'm back on again. Jesse and a whole bunch of other people. So
yeah.
All right, guys.
Hopefully, we can recycle some of our guests and get some new ones and just have some fun.
Absolutely.
But thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Vinny.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And you were listening to the Power Dump Podcast.
Touch yourself.
Later.